When I founded my denim brand, I was driven by a singular vision to create something that transcended the ordinary. A brand that wasn't just about clothing, but about accessibility and empowerment for the everyday person. Urbano today is a digital-first brand that thrives on platforms like Amazon, Myntra, Flipkart, and Ajio. While it's a success in its own right, the true measure of the journey lies not in the awards and accolades that we've won, but the lessons that we've garnered along the way. So in a business school like this, where excellence, strategy, and ambition is possibly at the forefront of every conversation, I want to share my humble story of how I navigated the tumultuous and often uncertain path of entrepreneurship. I hope that my experiences will serve as a reminder that entrepreneurship is not just a business endeavor, it's a journey of self-discovery and self-transcendence. Let me take you back to where it all began. The year was 2012, and I was working in finance, trying to figure out what to do next. I always knew from a very young age that I wanted to build something of my own, and the timing just seemed right. There was this gnawing restlessness inside me, this desire to create something more, to create something that had meaning beyond just a transaction. I chose denim not because it was easy, but because it was a fabric that always intrigued me. Denim is a fabric that unites cultures and generations. It's got this universal and timeless quality to it. And it's something that almost everyone can relate to, right? From, say, a street artist in New York, to a corporate executive in London, to a student at a prestigious B school like IIM-B. So, and of course, we also discovered that there was a huge market gap in denims. The market was completely unorganized at that point, and there were just 3 to 4 major brands selling in very high price buckets. So I took the plunge, armed only with a laptop and a deep sense of certainty that I could make this work. Fun fact, I also took my husband and my brothers along with me on the journey. So they were my co-founders and partners from almost the beginning of this company and this brand. In the early years, we didn't have a sprawling office or a high-powered team. What we did have, however, was resourcefulness, which brings me to my first key lesson of entrepreneurship. Resourcefulness always trumps resources. We dove head-on into every aspect of the business, from design to manufacturing to branding and online marketing. We spent a lot of time trying to understand how e-commerce platforms work, how algorithms work, how to engage with the customer. We learned from scratch how to work with local vendors, how to scale a business without external funding. Our first product launch was far from glamorous, right? We had these 3 basic denim jeans in 3 core colors of black, dark blue, and light blue. That's it. The designs were very simple, the photography was basic, and there were more doubts than there were guarantees. But there was something else, a fundamental belief that this venture was worth pursuing. Which brings me to my next pivotal lesson. Belief in your vision is the bedrock of success. Because when doubt clouds your path, which it often you will need that belief to carry you through. Most times it's not about who you know or what you know, but how deeply you believe in the vision that you're trying to manifest. I'd say the pivotal point for Urbano came when we fully embraced the power of e-commerce. As a new brand with limited resources, traditional retail never really made sense to us, right? E-commerce opened up a whole world of opportunities. By establishing a strong presence on platforms like Flipkart and Amazon, we were able to reach a wide audience. And while this may seem like a very quick and easy go-to-market strategy, it's not always easy to establish a brand in this segment. right? Because the market is very cluttered, the competition is fierce, the barriers to entry are practically non-existent, and there are hundreds, if not thousands, of sellers selling the same or a similar product. So the idea is not to be present, the idea is to be strategic. You have to ensure that every interaction with your brand is engaging, seamless, and customer centric, because that is what will differentiate you, right? And this learning was cemented further with our experience. Yeah. So as I was saying, this learning was further cemented by our experiences on scaling our D2C website, right? It's a completely different ballgame from online marketplaces like Flipkart and Amazon, because you are the owner of every single function, from tech to marketing to logistics. Yeah. Sorry about that. As I was saying, when you're scaling on your D2C website, right, you are the owner of every single functional bucket, whether it's marketing, operations, logistics, order fulfillment, tech, or customer support. So we faced a lot of challenges and a lot of teething problems, hiccups along the way. There were tech breakages, inventory sync issues, delayed deliveries by courier partners, return pickups not being synced accurately on the systems. So it was like a daily firefighting situation. But what we discovered over time is we need to take this, each challenge one at a time. So we dove down, we understood the issues at each point, and we resolved most of the concerns, which has now led to a very healthy 28% repeat customer rate in just a matter of 5 months. So the learning here is that customer loyalty is far more important than customer acquisition in the e-commerce space, because, and more so than traditional businesses, because you don't want customers to simply come and buy your product. You want them to return. You want them to advocate for your brand. You want them to feel like you understand their needs and desires. And because if you can build that customer loyalty in a space like e-commerce where brand loyalty and stickiness is negligible, then success will surely follow. A few years into launching Urbano, right, we launched a line of denims and t-shirts and shirts. So we went very heavy with the styling, a lot of distressing, a lot of styling happening, checkered patterns, acid washes, and to top that off, we also went very heavy with the inventory bets that we took across each of the styles. I have to tell you, it was a disaster. The designs did not click, the pricing was off, and the market just didn't respond the way we had anticipated. We were in the red, and I felt this deep sense of failure. It took us over 3 quarters to get over that slump, and I started to question everything. Is this worth doing? Am I cut out for this? Is the dream just that, a dream? But instead of giving in to the disappointment, we reevaluated the situation. We went back to the drawing board, we revised the designs, we tweaked the designs, we revised the listings and the imagery to be more informative. We adjusted the pricing, and we started listening to the customer, who is, of course, the most important stakeholder in the business. But the pivotal lesson that we learned here is that failure is not the opposite of success. It's an integral part of success. Because this experience taught us a lot of things, right? Number one, finding your product market fit and building your business around your product market fit, especially in the early years, is key for success in a business. And second, you have to be adaptable. In business, the only constant is change. And the ability to pivot, whether it's your pricing, whether it's your product, or whether it's your strategy, is what separates successful businesses from the ones that falter. Has anyone here read the book, The Hard Thing About Hard Things by Ben Horowitz? So, chapter 5 in that book is take care of your people, your product, and your profits in that order. Nothing could be truer. I mean, people are the backbone of your business, right? You have to ensure that you are taking care of your customer, number one, as we discussed. Then your vendors, right? We will, apart from being keen on analyzing customer insights, we're also very focused on building sustained long-term relationships with all of our vendors, which is why we continue to work with some of them that we started off with 7 years ago. As the business began to scale, we realized that we couldn't do it alone. We needed a team. And hiring in retrospect has been one of the hardest parts of the business, right? Because it's not just about finding people with the right skill sets. It's about finding individuals whose values align with your own. Individuals who believe in your vision, your mission, and are passionate about the difference that you can make together. We also learned that effective leadership isn't about being in control. It's about nurturing a culture of innovation and ownership. Because a great team is one where every single individual feels responsible for the success of the company. Now coming to product, right? Product is your king and everything else is just noise. You can have the most elaborate and engaging marketing campaigns. You can have the most elegant packaging. But if your product fails to deliver, there's really no moat that you can build around that. I like to add an additional P to the mix, which is processes. So as businesses and teams grow, so do the complexities, right? So building and setting up the right SOPs from the get-go is essential to ensure that nothing gets missed out in communication or in adherence to control measures, whether it's in marketing, sourcing, warehousing, or even performance tracking metrics. So SOPs are very important. So if you have your people, your product, and your processes in place, then the profits will be a sure shot byproduct of all of these efforts. As I stand here today, Urbano is not just a brand. It's a story of resilience, growth, and adaptability, right? And what excites me most is that the story is far from over. The horizon is ever expanding, and I am constantly looking ahead. We're now looking at building Urbano sustainably, right? We're looking at ways to make our denim production more eco-friendly and reduce our carbon footprint. Because it's no longer about building a business in the traditional sense. It's about what the business can do for the world. I'll just leave you, I'll just leave you with this one thought. The greatest success lies in the courage to transcend the boundaries of your own potential, right? Transcending boundaries is not, or transcending horizons, is not just about scaling your business. It's about reimagining possibilities and then pursuing those possibilities with relentless determination. I have to tell you, the failures will come and the challenges will test you. That is the truth. But if you dare to believe, dare to fall, dare to grow, then you'll find that the horizons that you once thought were distant are in fact well within your reach. Thank you.